The next question is from John Todaro at Needham.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear.
Great. So congrats on the quarter, phenomenal quarter. I guess just kind of coming back on some of the earlier questions, but the tokenized stocks, does it eventually invite a world where we see fee compression in crypto? We've historically haven't really seen that, but I guess if we see tokenized stocks kind of have similar pricing to equity markets, does crypto kind of eventually follow in that? It's just obviously another asset that's tokenized.
Interesting question.
It is interesting. Welcome to the Blacksmith Podcast. I am Will B, your host. And this is the Robinhood Q2 2025 earnings call. Vladimir Tenev, co-founder and CEO on the left. CFO, Chief Financial Officer, Jason Warnick on the right. Let's hear the answer to this.
I don't think that we're likely to see any impact on spot crypto prices merely because of the presence of tokenized securities. I don't know if you have a different view, but I mean, Robinhood has been offering in the US market spot crypto alongside traditional equities and options. And we just don't feel like there's much of a connection between how customers are even thinking about pricing in these various asset classes. So I don't know if there's anything that would fundamentally change with tokenization. I don't expect it to. I think at the end of the day, the customer just thinks of it as getting exposure to the asset, and the underlying mechanism or technology, they don't really want to know about that. I mean, if you can make it feel as simple as possible and hide the blockchain process complexities so they don't have to be a computer scientist to have to understand how everything works, that's what the customer wants. So they're generally agnostic about what's powering it behind the scenes, as long as it works and it gives them the exposure that they're looking for.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And just looking at some analogies, like the pricing is different for index options versus futures versus equities versus options. So I think that there's room for each asset class to kind of stand on its own from a pricing perspective.
And our goal is to be competitive and give customers great value across the board, so that we continue to grow our market share, and not just among casual traders and investors, but also the advanced traders that tend to be a little bit more price sensitive.
All right.
So I think it's his answer was kind of cut and dry. The guy asked a very technical question. Basically, if you remember building web pages, right? If you look at HTML, the language in which you would write to build the web page, he basically asked them to open that up to people. And what he was saying is that most people don't want to see all the technical side behind it, man. I just want to put www.google.com and I want it to pop up. I don't want to see all the other stuff. And that's what he's basically saying. And he's saying that they're already offering it. And Jason just helped him out here. He was looking at him a lot at first to see if he had a different opinion, but that's pretty cut and dry.
The next question is from Brett Knobloch at Cantor Fitzgerald.
Hi guys, thanks for taking my question. Maybe just on staking, quite impressive you guys have kind of reached 750 million within a month. Curious what percentage of kind of crypto assets are currently being staked, and how are you thinking about kind of growing that over time?
Yeah, we've got about 6 billion of stakeable assets. The majority of those are in states where it's allowed. So, customers have, really responded quickly to the opportunity. And I think the opportunity more broadly is to continue to win market share in the crypto space.
Awesome.
All right, so that was cut and dry too. He's just talking about how much of it is staked, He didn't really give I don't think, a complete answer there, but I think it was pretty cut and dry. Moving on.
And then just on crypto pricing,
Oh,
like
he's
another
gone
kind
again.
of quarter where take rate kind of ticked up a bit. Could you maybe just talk about the pace of those maybe pricing gains that you guys have been taking and how we should expect that over the next few quarters?
Yeah, I think we're in a place where we like the pricing and we'll settle in for a little while. We're continuing to experiment, but we feel pretty good where we're at the moment.
All right, thank you. The next question is from Kyle Voigt.
He
at
snuck a
KBW.
second one in.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Making Jason take notes.
Vlad, you've executed on a number of bolt-on deals over the past couple of years, including Bitstamp, X1, Trade PMR, which have all gotten you new product capabilities or helped to expand your geographic reach. I guess when you take a step back and think about the platform as it exists today, do you still think there are opportunities for bolt-ons to add on new product capability and accelerate geographic expansion, or have you filled most of those obvious product holes? And in terms of the size of deals, you have a valuable currency now. Would you be comfortable executing on larger scale M&A going forward versus the smaller bolt-ons we've seen over the past couple of years?
Yeah. I'm happy to
It's a good question,
take a stab at that, and Jason, feel free to jump in. Our corp dev team has been actively looking at opportunities continuously, and we have a very strong team, very disciplined team. They take a look and they want to make sure that they're executing on our strategy, where with every deal we not only get a team that we believe can help us and is aligned with us, but that we get significant acceleration, 18-month acceleration at minimum over building ourselves. So even though we tend to bias towards building in-house, we've certainly made a number of acquisitions, the Trade PMR, X1, Bitstamp you mentioned, but also WonderFi, which gets us access to a scaled user base in the Canadian market. So we remain excited about that one. Certainly, with the change in market cap over the past year, I think that opens up more opportunities for us. I mean, the Bitstamp one was a significant deal back when we entered into it over a year ago. But we're still going to be disciplined and make sure that we follow the playbook, and that every company that we would acquire gives us acceleration, a great team with great DNA, and really makes sense with the thesis of building the number one global financial ecosystem.
Yeah. Bam! Before Jason talks, I'm going to tell you right now, he just picked this up and dropped it. I'm not going to do that because I value the things that I actually purchase. This is not a liability. This is an asset. I am using this to build my platform. Thus, it is cherished. But he dropped the mic. Not physically, because you didn't see it move. But get what I'm saying. The guy asked basically all about bolt-ons. So if you've ever, put a turbo on a car, he is basically, they call him a bolt-on turbo. You just basically get it and screw it in and zip around, right? He's using that analogy to say the companies that they are acquiring, acquisitions, so to speak. I'm gonna try and blot this light out behind me. I know. What Vlad is saying is that they are very measured and meticulous with their acquisitions. They are only acquiring the best companies that's going to fit their brand and help them accelerate towards their goal. He even mentioned one of the companies got them into the Canadian market. So they are acquiring companies that is going to further their goal. And he mentioned acceleration a couple of times. Acquiring Bitstamp was huge because they now have more crypto assets than they had before that they can now trade on Robinhood. And if you are a student of the hood, Robinhood, then Robinhood has been adding more and more and more and more crypto. I think they just said yesterday or this morning that there were more crypto assets on there. So expect to see a lot more from them. He basically just called themselves almost, if you read between the lines, a one-stop shop. He said that's to be expected from a one-stop shop, basically.
The only thing, I would reiterate the disciplined approach. We feel like we've done a really nice job of selecting companies that accelerate, our roadmap, but also are a great deal for shareholders, and we'll continue to be disciplined from that perspective. It's really just a broader question about capital allocation, and we've been allocating capital to grow organically. You see that with a lot of the new product announcements that we've made. We've been doing that through M&A as well. And look, our roadmap is full, and we're always looking for ways to accelerate. I do tend to like smaller, more efficient businesses that we can take and run with, but we're always looking.
All right.
Cut and dry.
Thank you.
That was
next
awesome.
Question is
That was a
from
great
Matt
question.
O'Neill at FT Partners.
That was a great question. They should all be that great.
Hey there, this is Zach Gunn on for Matt. I just wanted to ask on gold subscribers. So it continues to grow, and it's at a 13% adoption rate. My question is, how should we think about the upper bound of that, or kind of a target of what you're trying to get to over the medium term? And just what are the main gatekeeping factors that are limiting growth in that gold subscriber number? And then just lastly, how should we think about the cadence of the growth there? You're doing 500,000, I think, in ads the last 2 quarters. It stepped down a little bit this quarter. So just curious about how we should think about that.
He's just asking about growth rates.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start, Vlad.
Of
Please
subscribers.
feel free to jump in. We want it to be obvious that if you're a Robinhood customer, you're a gold customer. And so we continue to, broaden the value proposition, and we're seeing customers respond. Really nice growth rate. Vlad mentioned in his prepared remarks that new customers are joining at multiples the rate. I think it was 35% of our Q2 new customers joined gold. In terms of upper bounds, one of the things that we like to do is benchmark, and some of the best subscription products out there, whether it's Amazon or others, are substantially higher than where we're at today, and it inspires us as an opportunity to keep investing in the program, and then continue to work on making sure customers are aware of the value proposition. And I'm personally really excited about the banking product that's about to come out, and that'll
Me
be
too.
a great addition to the
Amen.
gold proposition.
Yeah, the only thing I'd add is you should think about gold as if you're a gold member, then you're a member of a really high quality, exclusive financial club, but it's also available to everyone. So we're trying to toe the line between it being premium, but also accessible to the mass market. And I don't think very many people can toe that line. I think it's been working very, very well. And a couple of the products that are very, very nascent are ones that we're very excited about. Jason mentioned banking. We also have the gold card. Cortex has gotten amazing reviews in its first iteration. That's a gold only offering, and we're just going to keep iterating on that and making that better and better. So I think we see tons of tailwinds to continuing to make gold better and making the subscriber count increase as a result of that.
Yeah, at $5 a month, Robinhood Gold is just the best deal in finance.
That's what I was going to say.
If you're not a gold member, jump on that.
Get there. All right, so we don't have much of this video left. Listen, let me tell you something. This is what they just talked about right there is actually one of the most exciting things about Robinhood to me. Vlad just kind of popped his collar, and I don't know if you really caught that. He basically said, who else can offer you that amount of value for that price? No one really can. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people's business model was going after that red line. They going after that green, right? That green. And so when you are so money focused, like banks are, for-profit banks are, versus credit unions, you offer your customers very little credit at a high APR. When you are so people and mission focused, family focused, you offer them a lot of money with a lower APR. And so Vlad, it just seems like to me the way in which they started this company out, he had this idea all along. And it sounds as though like he's building this company, even though it's for profit. Obviously, it's traded on the stock market. It's a public company. He's treating it more like a credit union. Like he's offering so much value to customers at such a low price. Like you if you haven't seen it yet, I don't know what to tell you. That's what excites me about this company.
All right. The next question is from Ken Worthington at JP Morgan.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for taking the question here. Wanted to talk about the build out of the active trader, furthering your comments in the prepared remarks. How are the ranks of the active traders building? Like, it's a great market to make, people are making money. It's a great market to build this sort of active trader base. So how is that going? And then in terms of transfer of assets, you're positive or have been positive against all the major brokerage competition. Is Robinhood TOA positive in the same way with the active trader client as well? Or is there any sort of differences between sort of money coming in and money going out in that particular segment?
Yeah, we don't have a breakdown available in that way, but we can share that we're positive again this quarter against all of the major competitors, and we kind of track progress on the active trader arc of our business by looking at market share across all traded assets, equities, options, futures now, prediction markets, and of course crypto. And it's like growing really nicely across the board. So we really like what we're seeing. Of course, that's somewhat of a lagging indicator because new products lead to greater market share. But the leading indicators are the product velocity. And we've been doing really well with a number of things thus far this year. And we haven't even had Hood Summit, which is our active trader event. That's in a few weeks.
That's
and
right.
We're gonna be unveiling even more.
I already signed up for it.
So I would say
since September,
looking backward, market share, which is sort of like how we track progress, very strong. Medium term, we've had things with Legend that we're very, very positive on, and the things that are about to come. I think you'll see in a couple of weeks, but I think you guys are really going to like them.
Another metric that we track internally is Net Promoter Score, and we've been seeing that move up overall, but also with our active traders. And we're reaching levels that's like a high watermark over the last 4+ years. So feeling really good about that, and it's also tends to be a leading indicator for increased market share over time.
Yeah, and it's great you mentioned that. I mean that's a big part of why we're confident in the business. We're looking at how happy our customers are. Customers keep getting happier, and we've seen in the past that leads to them growing their wallet share with us, putting more assets into Robinhood, becoming gold subscribers at an increasing rate, adopting our products. So we think we still see significant tailwinds to that.
All right, thank you.
Fantastic. A fantastic end to the video. I love how he answers questions. He did tell the guy, look, I don't have a breakdown of that, but I could just tell you it is growing nicely. I mean, that's the best way to put it when you don't have the numbers in front of you. Otherwise, if he's hemming and hawing, it makes it sound like he's lying. And he's a CEO, and the CFO is right next to him. They can't afford their image to be that. So, again, guys, if you aren't excited about this company by now, I don't know what to tell you. Their platform is so easy to use, it's so user-friendly. Active traders can get on there too. I trade options on there. I only do leaps. But listen, Robinhood is just the GOAT, and you're going to see that. Give it another year or two, household name. It already is. You're going to see that. Blacksmith is out of here.